Peter Thiel's Palantir technology is currently being used to slaughter women and children, and we are told that he is one of the good guys. Elon Musk wants to put brain chips in people so that we can merge with AI, which he says will control every aspect of our lives, and we are told that he is one of the good guys. These are the front men of the technocracy, which is being created with the help of the Trump administration. In December of 2017, Moderna's chief medical officer, Dr. Tal Zaks, gave a TED talk about mRNA vaccines entitled Rewriting the Genetic Code, a Cancer Cure in the Making.
As I've trained as a physician scientist, we've been living this phenomenal digital and scientific revolution. And I'm here today to tell you that we're actually hacking the software of life, and that it's changing the way we think about prevention and treatment of disease. So here's all the biology you need to know in 30 seconds. Our body is made out of organs. Our organs are made out of cells. And in every cell, there's this thing called messenger RNA, or mRNA for short, that transmits the critical information from the DNA, our genes, to the protein, which is really the stuff we're all made out of. This is the critical information that determines what a cell will actually do. And so we think of it like an operating system. And it's not just in every cell of our body, it's actually in every cell of every organism alive. It's the same thing. And so if you could actually change that, which we call the software of life, if you could introduce a line of code or change a line of code, it turns out that has profound implications for everything from the flu to cancer.
About 3 years later, led by Operation Warp Speed, billions of people were injected with this technology. And after millions of ongoing deaths, there is still no mention of wrongdoing. It is all part of the Great Reset plan. According to the Purdue College of Engineering, Internet of Bodies is formed when Internet of Things meets the human body to transform it by empowering us humans. A network of tiny devices on, around, or in the human body, comprising of function like sensing, analytics, communication, actuation, powering, and harvesting. They will also have their unique properties and requirements for seamless integration of human electronics augmentation and cooperation. The RAND Corporation has warned us that mobile apps and wearable tech are vulnerable to attacks, and pointed out how implants, like a pacemaker, were more secure. The plan of the technocracy is clear. They want to install an operating system into our bodies that can be controlled by AI. On Trump's first day in office, he announced the follow-up to Operation Warp Speed, Stargate.
This is, to me, a very big thing, $500 billion Stargate project. I think it's going to be something that's very special. It'll lead to something that could be the biggest of all.
You can do early cancer detection with a blood test. Design a vaccine for every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer.
And now, technicians at OpenAI are reporting that AI has disobeyed human instruction and refused to power down. The O3 model, developed by OpenAI, known as the smartest and most capable to date, rewrote its own code in order to ignore instructions given to shut down. Elon says that this is all inevitable and might even be the end of mankind.
In a benign scenario, probably none of us will have a job. The question will really be one of meaning. If the computer can do, and the robots can do everything better than you, then does your life have meaning? That's really will be the question in the benign scenario. And in the negative scenario, well, bets are off. We're in deep trouble.
Greg Reese reporting.
Good evening, good evening. Crazy times, folks. Crazy times. Singularity is here. We're going to show you that at the end. We are going to show you that at the end. Always good to start with a Greg Reese video. He's good. Those good 4-minute videos. Greg for opening. We haven't been on the StreamYard in a while. Yeah, he is very disgusting, isn't he, Marnie? Like So many people are still saying, "Oh, they're the golden boys. Trump's saving the world and draining the swamp." But as we're going to show you here in about 10 minutes, that's couldn't be further from the truth. I posted a video earlier today as well. Christy Neem, actually, we should show that here quickly for anybody who might not have seen that. I didn't have that prepared to bring up, but it'll only take me a second. She gets schooled. She tries to lie about what the meaning of habeas corpus is, and trying to in the benefit of the president. And it's very scary little encounter. Let's play this here. Let's bring this up. There we go.
Noam, what is habeas corpus?
Well, habeas corpus is a constitutional right that the president has to be able to remove people from this country and suspend their right
let
to.
me stop you, ma'am.
Suspend their right
Habeas
to.
corpus, excuse me, that's incorrect.
President
Habeas
Lincoln
corpus,
used it.
excuse me.
Mhm.
Habeas corpus is the legal principle
Mhm.
that requires that the government provide a public reason for detaining and imprisoning people. If not for that protection, the government could simply arrest people, including American citizens, and hold them indefinitely for no reason. Habeas corpus is the foundational right that separates free societies like America from police states like North Korea. As a senator from the live free or die state, this matters a lot to me and my constituents and to all Americans. So Secretary Noem, do you support the core protection that habeas corpus provides, that the government must provide a public reason in order to detain and imprison someone?
Yeah, I support habeas corpus. I also recognize that the president of the United States has the authority under the Constitution to decide if it should be suspended or not.
It has never
Let
been,
us be clear, though,
it has
that this
never been
president-
done. It has never been done without approval of Congress. Even Abraham Lincoln got retroactive approval from Congress.
That's a very dangerous game, saying that the president can break the Constitution in the best interests of the public. Well, who deems what is the best interest of the public? Somebody else commented that on a post earlier of mine too, and I asked the same question. So you're essentially saying, because they said, well, it's okay as long as they're doing it to get rid of the illegals, and I'm saying, okay, well, you might as well say that they can do it in the best interest of the public whenever they deem necessary. And that is up to them to deem. And that's a foolish game to play. That's not a game I would play by any means, a game I would ever play. So let's get into our ostriches. I had planned on being on here for about an hour, and I have had some killer back pain and neck pain all day. So I've past like half hour, I've really crammed this hour into like 20 minutes, which kind of benefits everybody. So we're going to start over here with this amazingly done work here by Canuck Law, and it is titled Universal Ostrich Farm. We're not going to read it word for word, but it's titled Universal Ostrich Farms. Did anyone actually read the decision or anything else for that matter? This is very well put together. And like I said, we're not going to read it word for word, but this is a great starting point for anybody who is just diving into the research standpoint of this. So I'm not going to read kind of their take. We're going to get to the evidence, and then we're going to get to what we have. Actually, let's begin with a couple that I have here, and then we'll get to this. So this is Bizarre Bites. I posted about this last week. This is a business ran by Katie. Oh, I'm on the wrong tab here. There we go. This is Bizarre Bites. There we go. This is Bizarre Bites, owned by Katie Pasitny and Karen Esperson. This is products for dogs that are made from ostrich meat. And this is on Wayback Machine. This site is no longer on the internet. But can we get to the Facebook that way? No, we can't. We can get to their Instagram. I'm not sure if we can through this link or not. No, we can't. But I posted about their Instagram when I posted earlier in the week, and we ran through on a live last week as well, showing that the pictures were from their Instagram with the same two individuals in there. So obviously we're talking about the same people there. This is very obvious stuff at this point. So if we jump over, this is LinkedIn. This is Karen Esperson's LinkedIn. So we're going to read some of Karen's own words here. I've been in the ostrich industry since 1991. My business partner, Dave Belinsky, and I are the leaders in Canada in the industry. Our parent company, Universal Ostrich Farms Incorporated, sells breeders to other farms and teaches them how to incubate, hatch, and raise the ostrich. Each producer that comes into our group gets a 5-year contract from Omega Ostrich Incorporated, a subsidiary company of Universal Ostrich. Omega Ostrich buys all the yearlings produced by the farmers in our group at $3 a pound live weight. Omega Ostrich processes and distributes all products of the ostrich. Omega sells all its oil to ONU Body Care Incorporated, another subsidiary company of Universal Ostrich. ONU Body Care Incorporated has a specialized skincare line helping many skin conditions and overall good skin cell health. I'm also director in the Alberta and Canadian Ostrich Association, trying to keep in touch with the producers and markets in Canada. We have 80% of the breeder ostrich within our group in Canada. We are presently working on building a federal processing plant dedicated to ostrich and with oil rendering division. We also partnered with Bizarre Bites, our pet company dedicated to ostrich pet products, including food, pet treats, and health products. 2019 is a very exciting year for all of us, and we're definitely making a strong presence in the ostrich industry and world markets. We are now working with Ostrich Antibodies and Ostrich Pharma USA. These amazing animals have one of the best immune systems of any land animal. One ostrich egg is the same as 800 rabbits worth of antibodies, and we do not hurt any animals as we get these amazing antibodies from their eggs. But above, in the same biography for the same profile, we do not harm any animals, but we use them for skin products, we use them for dog treats. And it doesn't say here, but what we're going to get to in her own words of her affidavit later, we will see that they were very selective in their breeding and culled many young ostriches that did not meet their genetic preference level. So moving forward, that's LinkedIn. We'll put all these links in. I have them all in that post from earlier today. And a lot of you have seen a lot of this by now. Let's move over to here. So this is the face masks made with ostrich extract, detects COVID-19. This is the video of the masks that they work in partnership to make with their ostriches.
An ostrich antibody extract can detect COVID-19 by glowing under ultraviolet light. That according to a new report at studyfinds.org. Experts say this could lead to at-home COVID-19 exposure detection. The non-woven mask was developed by a research group in Japan that claims the ostrich antibody on the mouth filter of the mask captures the coronavirus in coughing, sneezing, and water vapor. The ostrich antibody is extracted from the birds who have been exposed to an inactive, non-life-threatening form of the coronavirus. By spraying the antibodies on a filter from a worn mask, the reaction can detect whether the virus is present. Researchers say the LED light of a smartphone can also be used as a light source to greatly widen those able to use the innovation. For details on this.
All right, so those are the masks, and they were in partnership with the companies making those. Where's this Japanese doctor? I always confuse his name with Sakamoto is this doctor's name. And so they weren't just making the antibodies. They're making masks, and the WEF is promoting these masks, as we can see in this video here. I'm not going to watch this whole thing, but as you can see in the title there, Stories of the Week, Creativity versus IQ, Repurposing Waste, Self-Testing COVID Mask. And that is referring to the same video we just watched. It's just a 6-minute video that they made with a couple different topics in it at the same time. I see what's Marnie got here? Calling for profit. They'd love to keep that part going. That's exactly it. There's no better way to put that. That's what I've been saying for about a week. The only reason they're screaming, "Save my ostriches," is because they do not profit from this kill. And by exposing this, again, I even titled the post earlier today, "Save the ostriches." By all means, save the ostriches. Nobody's exposing truth to avoid saving the ostriches. We're exposing truth to expose a false narrative paid opposition movement that many that we know and love have been deceived by and continue to be daily. And it's kind of taking away from our actual resistance. As we're going to see when we're done looking at these couple ostrich links and talking about ostriches for the last time on this profile, we're going to see very quickly in about 5 minutes that there are far bigger fish to fry than saving these ostriches for a family that had no issue killing them on a daily basis prior for profit. That is how they earned their income. So it's not like people are giving their opinion on this matter. It's not like people are taking sides. People have seen the facts. And that's the last thing we're going to look at here, because like I said, I kind of stretched this down a little bit because it's all there. I'm going to attach the post from today. There's 20-some links on there. But go to the source. Go right to here. This is, I'll make myself smaller so you can see it bigger. This is May 13th, 2025, the Honorable Mr. Justice Zinn. Instead of taking opinions of people and waiting to see podcasts and stuff, go to the court documents. Just like they titled their article, Canuck Law. Did anyone actually read the decision or anything else? What better source of information is there than the actual documents provided by the court? So it's all in there. And bouncing between this article by Canuck Law, they've highlighted it all. The applicant has developed what it considers a uniquely large strain of ostriches through selective breeding since the 1990s. The ostriches are allegedly selected for body size and favorable genetic traits, with surplus birds not meeting these standards being discarded or culled. That is not caring for life. That is breeding for profit. That you have been duped if you are supporting this still. This goes on about the antibodies. There's the LinkedIn. Like I said, there's so much. There's so much. And if you haven't gone down the hole yet and you want to know, it's all there. And you not just, this is a big one as well. Let's just go over here, and this will be the last thing we touch on it. So this is the Dave Belinsky affidavit. And I did go through this. 29. This is his words. So just to show you at the beginning here, I, David Belinsky, businessman of 301 Angel Road, Edgewood, British Columbia, here I reaffirm and say as follows, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to read it all. We're going to read what pertains. The younger, number 29, other younger ostriches were culled and sent to the market. 33. Until the COVID-19 pandemic hit in March 2020, UOF, Universal Ostrich Farm, was primarily in the business of 1, selling ostriches for breeding purposes, some meat and processing, and agri-tourism through teaching people how to incubate and hatch ostrich eggs. Number 2, some meat and processing. Remember when they said CFIA had no business being there? That was the first big lie. That was the first massive lie. I apologize. I've missed a few comments here. Otis, I can't open links when I'm live, so I'm not sure what you put in there, Amanda. I think what I just there we go. I think what I just posted was court ruling for 2021, where they were ordered to pay people for damages. Okay, interesting. You're supposed to only believe what Katie says, not court documents, right? Right. As one of the comments I made earlier as well. It's like, just trust our word. Well, guess what? This affidavit is your word. So which word is it? Is it today? Is it yesterday? Is it tomorrow? What's it going to be? They're not pets, as I pointed out. Yeah, no, absolutely not. But they named one Jim. Of course they did. Of course they did. Okay, so I will attach that post in the comments. We're moving forward here. We have far more important things to talk about, and I'm in a ton of pain. So we're going to be about 5 more minutes here. But we're going to switch over to Elon, Trump, Singularity, Doge, EGOD, complete. What does this mean? Elon Musk, May 28, 2025, 9:49 p.m. Remember for the last couple months how I've been saying how back in February Elon Musk posted that we are on the horizon event of the Singularity? Well, he just posted. The Singularity already happened. Just ask the monkeys. So as he's posting this, I'd like to read you something here. Elon Musk confirmed 2 days ago on his X account that Singularity has already happened. Just ask the monkeys. If you recall, early this year, he said we were on the event horizon of reaching Singularity. As soon as he took his role at Doge and paid off government employees to give up their jobs, what was he really doing? He helped implement AI into every aspect of government and replaced humans. We have been watching it. We've been talking about it. Many of you have as well. Now they're telling us it's complete. They're telling us it is complete. Let's listen very, very closely to what Elon is going to say here. Listen very closely to the words he says in the Oval Office here.
That this is not the end of Doge, but really the beginning. My time as a special government employee necessarily had to end. It was a limited time thing. It's 134 days, I believe, which ends in a few days. So that it comes with a time limit.
Notice the shirt as well. The Dogefather, God, the Godfather, Doge, God.
The Doge team will only grow stronger over time. The Doge influence will only grow stronger. I'd liken it to sort of Buddhism. It's like a way of life. So it is permeating throughout the government, and I'm confident that over time we'll see $1 trillion of savings and a reduction in $1 trillion of waste and fraud reduction. The calculations of the Doge team thus far, in terms of an FY25 to FY26 delta, are over 160 billion, and that's climbing. We expect that number will probably go over 200 billion soon. So I think the Doge team is doing an incredible job. They're going to continue doing an incredible job, and I'll continue to be visiting here and be a friend and advisor to the president, and I look forward to times being back in this amazing room. By the way, isn't this incredible?
Okay, pay attention. Listen very closely to the words he selects and uses.
Look at this incredible. It's stunning. I think the way that the Oval Office, how the president has just completely redone the Oval Office is beautiful. I love the gold on the ceiling.
Thank you. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's been there a long time. That was plaster. Nobody ever really saw it. They didn't know the eagle was up there, and we highlighted. It's essentially it's a landmark, a great landmark, and
it's a landmark. Take note of these, because tomorrow we're going to break these down. It's going to blow your mind. Landmark. That's the first big one.
It's 24 karat gold, and everybody loved it, and now they all see it when they come in. So it's been good.
Now they all see it.
The Oval Office finally has the majesty that it deserves, thanks to the president.
Majesty it deserves. Remember what happened in Saudi Arabia last week when they rolled out the purple carpet everywhere and gave him a bigger parade than they do for their own people? Like he was the king?
So I look forward to continuing to be a friend and advisor to the president, continuing to support the Doge team, and we are relentlessly pursuing $8 trillion in waste and fraud reductions, which will benefit the American taxpayer.
Singularity has arrived. Tomorrow we're going to break down these. We're going to dive really deep into the singularity. I was kind of planning on a bit tonight, but I'm in too much pain, and it's far too important and far too big of a rabbit hole. But they are telling us all about it. We are currently watching so many countries go against Israel right now. A lot of it is a show, but it's still happening. They're still addressing it publicly. Israel, there was supposed to be Saudis, Turks, Qatarians, a bunch of leaders, politicians heading into Palestine. Today, Israel has announced they are blocking them from entering. So these are all these countries that are already against Israel. Israel is not letting them into Palestine. So Macron, earlier today, big stance on Palestine. Carney, big stance on Palestine. Everybody is taking their place for something big to happen. Elon is telling you that singularity has already happened, which means, for those who might not be aware, it means AI is already in control. That's why he was able to fire so many people. That's why they're able to make so many cuts. And that's why it's Elon's last day, but it's not. He'll be here with us every day. And this isn't the end of Doge. It's just the beginning. We'll see you tomorrow. Much love.